India, the land of kings, spices, culture, and ancient civilizations, was once one of the richest nations in the world. But in less than 200 years, it went from being a global economic power to a colony ruled by a foreign empire thousands of miles away. How did that happen? How did India, a land of mighty empire like the Mughals and Marathas, fall into the hands of a trading company, and later, the British Crown? This is the untold story of how India became a British colony, through strategy, betrayal, greed, and bloodshed. The story begins on December 31, 1600, when Queen Elizabeth I of England gave a royal charter to a group of merchants to trade with the East. This group was called the British East India Company. Their goal: trade spices, silk, and cotton from India and Southeast Asia. At the time, India was under the powerful Mughal Empire, led by Emperor Jahangir. The British were not the first to arrive. The Portuguese, Dutch, and French were already in the game, but the British played their cards right. They slowly built trading posts, called factories, in Surat, Madras, Chennai, Bombay, Mumbai, and Calcutta, Kolkata. They made friends with local kings and gained their trust. The real opportunity for the British came when the Mughal Empire started to weaken in the 1700s. After Emperor Aurangzeb's death, regional kingdoms started fighting among themselves: Marathas, Nawabs, Sikhs, Rajputs, and others. The British took advantage of this chaos. They started supporting one king against another, giving them weapons and soldiers, and in return, demanding control over land and taxes. This was the beginning of the famous divide and rule policy. One of the most important turning points came in 1757, with the Battle of Plassey. The British East India Company, led by Robert Clive, fought against Siraj-ud-Daulah, the Nawab of Bengal. But here's the twist: Clive bribed Siraj's own commander, Mir Jafar, to betray him. Siraj lost the battle, and the British took control of Bengal, the richest province in India at the time. From this point, the East India Company stopped being just traders; they became rulers. After Bengal, the company expanded rapidly. They defeated the Marathas, pushed back the Mysore rulers like Tipu Sultan, and crushed the Sikhs in Punjab. By 1803, the British had captured Delhi, the heart of the Mughal Empire. By 1830, they controlled most of India. They introduced English education, new laws, and railways, but they also exploited Indian farmers, looted wealth, and destroyed local industries. Millions of Indians suffered under high taxes, famines, and cultural humiliation. In 1857, the Indian soldiers, called sepoys, working for the British Army rose in rebellion. It began with a rumor that their rifle cartridges were greased with cow and pig fat, offending both Hindus and Muslims. But the real reason was deeper: anger against British policies, land grabs, and disrespect for Indian traditions. This became the First War of Indian Independence, also called the Sepoy Mutiny. Although the revolt failed, it shocked the British. After the 1857 revolt, the British East India Company was shut down. The British government in London decided to rule India directly, and in 1858, Queen Victoria was declared the Empress of India. This was the beginning of the British Raj, which lasted till 1947. India became a colony, ruled by a viceroy, controlled by British laws, and drained of its wealth to build the British Empire. India was once called Sone ki Chiriya, the golden bird, but during British rule, Indian GDP fell from 23% of world economy to less than 4%. Industries like textiles were destroyed to promote British goods. Famines killed millions due to forced exports of grain. Indian soldiers fought in British wars across the world. At the same time, the British built railways, courts, and English education, but it was all designed to serve their own interests. So, how did India become a British colony? It started with a trading company, used local rivalries, and grew into a global empire, all while Indians lost their freedom, resources, and pride. But this isn't the end of the story. The real story is how Indians later fought back, and gave rise to freedom movements, leaders like Gandhi, and finally, independence in 1947.